Welcome back to Finny Prince. I'm Brother Phineas. Here with some great news, man. I bring out my camera for this one. I set my camera up. And, I know it's been a minute since I sat in front of the camera with y'all, man. But I just be trying to get you straight to the business. Straight to the information. And I ain't going to hold y'all up this time, man. Listen, I bought a multi-head commercial machine, 15 needle, for $7,000 brand new. $7,000 brand new, and I know y'all like, man, that gotta be a scam. Why would you say that has to be a scam? Because most of these machines, your Melcros, your Racomas, your SWFs to just Gemas, you're gonna be paying anyway from the lowest tier to maybe 13, 14, all the way up to like $30,000 for a single head. But to get a multi-head for $7K, you're going to be thinking that has to be a scam. Ain't no way nobody's getting paying $7K for a two-head machine brand new. No way. But guess what? $7K, and not only was it $7K, but I was able to pick it up the next day. I said not only was it $7K, but I was able to pick it up the very next day. Now, I didn't pick it up the next day. I waited about a week before I picked it up because I had to get a truck. All right. And I know this thing just sounds like bars. Like, man, he just spitting some game. But listen, I picked it up the next day. And I had the ability to. And, that's just unheard of also. You know what I'm saying? Very few places you can pick up a brand new machine. I know it's a place, sewmachine.com. I think I showed y'all a video on that with me picking up some supplies there. But they have a few embroidery machines in there, but they're used. They're used embroidery machines. This thing was brand new in the box. And you could pick this thing up the next day. They have certain warehouses that they allow some space there, and they'll throw a couple machines in each of these little hubs. They got one in Texas, one in Georgia, which is Atlanta, one in California, maybe one in Florida, maybe. I don't know. You have to check on this, but the company is called BAI. All right, you probably never heard of them, and if you have heard of them, you probably thought it was a scam. But it's not a scam. They will send your machine out, and they have tons of people who have these things. They have the group. They've watched the business model of these other companies. All right, they've watched and mimicked the business model of these other companies, even though they not going as far as paying for the ads. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube and on Facebook and so forth. Because if you just talk about an embroidery machine, you have a few companies that's gonna come up. One company in particular, which I bought a machine for, that was twice the price. A single head. I paid twice the price than what I paid for this double head. Brand new out of the box. Okay, brand new out of the box. And it just, you can't change anything, you know what I'm saying? But it do make me think, like, man, what if I knew this information earlier, man? How many machines would I probably have? I probably have 7, 8 machines in here, already. But you live and you learn, y'all, and I want y'all to learn from my experiences. I'm not gonna come up here and I'm not affiliated with nobody. I'm not affiliated with this company. I'm just gonna give you the real spiel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give you the real spiel. I have tested this machine for maybe 2 weeks. We did and mostly hats. The flash is the flash, but mostly hats. Structure hats. That's pretty much all I do. You see the Finny Prince hat. All right, 3D puff. I don't know if y'all see that. Got a little something. We got a little something on the side. Do we got something on the side? We got something on the side. A little patch I put on the side that I ran a flat on. Y'all gotta excuse my head, excuse my appearance. We up in the morning. We just coming to get it. I'm not finna go up here and dress myself up. I just want to give y'all these truth. I'm thinking about getting dreads, but my hairline is an issue. So I'm like, do I get the dreads? But you're getting old and your hairline receding back and da 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 da. But that's another thing. All right, so we ran the structured hats. Ran about a 12 pack. I did a pack for this high school, and I also did it on my Racoma. Also did it there also, so we can compare that. I may put up a post, and y'all just be the judge. All right, which one looks better to me? They look about the same. One does have better thread. Has a little shinier thread. So, but that can play. But far as in the business, they both kind of pretty much came out perfect. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is, one is 7K with 2 heads, and the other is 15K with 1 head. There are other capabilities also that this machine does, that the buy 2-head does, that my other machine does not do. All right, my other machine does not do. And then, the problem, we don't see a lot of people, a lot of influencers, talking about these other machines, man. And that's another issue, is that they don't talk about the Bear Dance, they don't talk about the Tajimas, they don't talk about the once they get branded, they brand it. Once they brand it, they brand it. And so they only gonna give you the options that they're paid to give you. They can't give you these other options. Okay, they have to give you what they whoever they're affiliated with. And I don't blame that. If you get affiliated and that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. All right, but I'm not affiliated, so I'm gonna give y'all all the information I can give you. And if I was affiliated, I would want to be affiliated with not that I really care that much, but if I was, I would want to, whatever is the best deal, whatever could give you the most bang for your buck. That's how you help the people. Well, how do I get the most bang for my buck? All right, what bobbin is the best value? What thread holds the best? What thread is gonna give me the best bang for my buck? What heat press is gonna give me the best? Let's just show me heat press. We know that the stalls, the auto open, we know that's the best. But what's gonna give me the best bang for my buck? And a lot of times they can't do that because they can't. They have to only talk about what these product companies give them. They're not out here risking their money and buying every heat press to see which heat press gives you the best bang for your buck. I stumbled across this machine right now. The only question we have is how long does this machine, or is this machine, does this machine last long? The wear and tear on the machine, is it really a commercial machine that you can run 24 hours? Listen, y'all, I really hurt myself bad just even trying to get this machine in here. I really hurt myself very bad trying to get this machine. This machine is so heavy, y'all. If you get this machine, or if I don't know how the single head is, but the double, the multi-head, man, you need a crane. You need a engine hoist. All right, you need chains. You have to think about that, man. And I hurt myself trying to slide the machine off of the truck because I picked it up myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have. So when you get it, man, get a lift gate. Get a lift gate. You might need a pallet jack. You might, you're gonna need some heavy duty equipment waiting on you when you get to the house if you're going to pick it up. If they're delivering it to you, you're still gonna need some heavy duty equipment at the house to pick this thing up. All right. Even when I called them, because I can lift, man, two people can lift up that Racoma machine if they're strong. I ain't the strongest joker, but I ain't the weakest. I done lifted some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I can bench like 285, 300. So I'm above average strength person. So I can lift up my side, and that's what we did, man. When I got my Racoma, I was in a storefront, and the club was next door to it. And I got the bouncer. It was just me and the bouncer, and we lifted it up and put it on there. But this machine here, and then I seen 4 people pick up a multi-head Racoma. But this right here, you better, they recommend you to have a lift. There ain't no, okay, get you 6, 7 people. No, You need lift. They recommended that you do not pick this thing up. Now, I didn't get that information till after I hurt myself. Because I'm like, hey, man, how do I get this thing off the floor? I got it in the house. How do I get this thing off the floor? And they say, hey, man, you need a lift. So, just keep that in mind. If you do get these things, man, you can't hurt yourself in any machine. Because all these machines are heavy. But durability wise, man, I can't give you no information on that until I see this thing running. Until I run it the way I run it. You know what I'm saying? But you follow along, man. We gonna go through the trials and tribulations. I'm gonna be 100 with you, and we gonna get through the process. Even learning the machine, you know what I'm saying? I can get things done, but there are a few things. I think it has photo stitch on there and a couple things like that I've never done. And so I have to look into that, man, and see how that thing's done. If you're watching, man, we need some videos on the 1502. And so that's why I'm here also. You know what I'm saying? For those who get these multi-heads, man, maybe you got a place where you can I'm start dropping some videos on this thing and trying to help y'all out with that also. And Ricoma, man, we still gonna be dealing with the Ricoma and doing certain videos and helping y'all out with that. But I can't give you anything about the durability. I've seen people 2 years videos of 2 years, people still using a buy machine. So even at 7,000, it lasts 2 years, man. You still won. you still won, and you should have made it. You definitely should have paid that machine off in 2 years. But I wouldn't recommend. I don't know if I recommend you starting out with a multi-head, to be honest. But even just and the single head is 5,000, y'all. So let me tell you how my purchasing thing and how that ended up happening. These things on Alibaba, and all these machines on Alibaba. You see all these machines on Alibaba, we be like, man, ain't no way. But the reality of it, let me stick to my point. The because I be all over the place, y'all. The purchasing thing, you go to Alibaba, send an inquiry, they get back with you. Man, pretty much, man, if you know how Alibaba works, and they're gonna have a little back and forth with you, maybe try to sell you some other stuff, some magnetic hoops. I seen they had some magnetic hoops. Seen some people a little disappointed with the magnetic hoops, so I'm still debating on if I do that. As far as the 8-in-1 magnetic hoops, they ain't the mighty hoops, they the 8-in-1. And you got to keep that in mind too when you buying these machines, man. You got to rebuy all these hoops and all this thread. But they got back with me. I paid the money, and you had to wait a couple days for that money to actually show that it hit, and then you can go pick that machine up. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll deliver it to you. All right, the delivery is like $700. So me going to pick it up saved me $700. So it really may cost y'all about $8,000. You know what I'm saying? If you're delivering, it's probably gonna cost you close to $8,000. But if you're picking it up, it can cost you $7,000. All right. And for me, I saved about $400, and that was good. With the truck and the other stuff that I had to buy to get this thing to get this thing up. And me already having an engine hoist. So, $400, yeah, man. It was a no-brainer for me. But, depending on where you coming from, you might want to just go and get that thing shipped. And you can get it in the house with no trouble. And see, let me take that back, because it may not have been worth it, because I ended up injuring myself trying to get it in. Like, I got it home, but trying to get it in the house, that's worth, him taking that thing off that truck and driving it in. You got to see how much that's worth to you. You know what I'm saying? Before you made that decision to pick that thing up yourself, because it's gonna be very difficult to get that thing into that house, man. These things are extremely heavy. Not a single head. If you're buying a single head, then yeah, man, you can have a couple people at the house and y'all can pick that thing up. Go on, pick that thing up, save you some money, and pick that thing up and go in the house. But I'm gonna show y'all this thing running. And show you the Ricoma running next to it. Do some comparisons. I say I did the little patch on the sides. I did them for flat, but I did mostly hats, y'all, because that's the most difficult thing. When I was talking about earlier I was going to go into was the white labeling. Understanding that, just like the DTF printers, I was telling y'all, hey man, it's the L1800 at Alibaba is close to $1,000. It's about $1,200, $1,100, and and y'all still was buying these machines from these folks. Y'all was still buying these machines from these people, thinking that America had like, oh man, they just got better customer service. Man, don't nobody know how to deal with these, especially at that point when I was getting it. Didn't nobody know how to deal with these machines. All right, didn't nobody really know. It wasn't really no information. 2-3 years ago on DTF when I bought my machine, it really wasn't a lot of information on that machine. And now you finally seeing these folks try to get into it and talk about DTF like your Racomas, like your what's that other company, man? Your brothers, anybody that was selling DTG machines before, now they talking about the DTF, but man, they 3 years behind. They 3-4 years behind. That thing been out. And so that lets you know too how late America gets, how late a lot of these American companies get into the game. Also, they just going over there and they just putting a label and putting their brand on top of it and then charging you an extra. They tripling their money, they doubling their money, and they doing the same thing with the embroidery machines. They going over there getting the embroidery machines. You see Made in China on the embroidery machine. Come on, y'all. I don't care how big they show a building, and they not showing them sitting up there the mechanics. They not showing the machines, assembly line of machines being made. They're not showing you the manufacturing process because they're getting them shipped in. That's why it take 3-4 months. But you can cut that plug, right? And you still probably not getting it as cheap as they getting it. But man, $7K for a 2-head, and you can go straight. Stop being middleman. We gotta stop being middleman, man. We in a new era, man. We're going to 2023, and we still being middleman when we got the direct plug connection to Alibaba. Through Alibaba. And I'm not saying there aren't fraudulent activities on Alibaba. I'm just telling you that, hey, man, I bought a machine, 2-head, for $7,000. That purrs. That purrs. That's... it sounds like a robot. It sounds expensive, It sounds like it got hydraulic system in it. And again, I don't know how long that stuff lasts. I don't know. But they say they have a lifetime customer support. They give the whole spiel. They're doing the videos. They're doing the live chats on Alibaba. They're doing the videos on YouTube. Once you type that stuff in, you'll go into the portal. Once you type in BAI embroidery, you'll go into this portal. And then you make a decision for yourself. Do you want to pay $15,000 for a machine, or do you want to pay $7,000 to get an extra head and get twice the machine? Or do you want to pay $5,000 to get you a machine just to start out with, just to see what's going on, blah 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 blah, and then maybe go get you a Cadillac, go get you one of them $25,000-$30,000 single heads, or get you an expensive machine that's known for lasting forever, pretty much, that holds its value. That holds its value. They are machines that extremely hold their value, and they're known to work pretty much, 20 plus, 30 plus years. Okay? But they're more expensive. More on the expensive end. But don't get caught in the middle. Don't get caught in the middle, because that's really all there is, man. There is the lower tier, there's the higher tier, man. And you either dealing with that higher tier, or you everything else is pretty much on the same plane. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe some different bells and whistles here, but for the most part, yeah, all that stuff. Well, this does auto tension, and this does you know what I'm saying? So, and we're lowered down to the ground to help you get more to the hat. All that flim flam, all that fluff. All right, that's fluff. You want a machine? I can prove that this machine works. My machine works. There's other testimonies and videos and so forth, and they really, I'm gonna tell you how their testimonies work. They really are just using. They're not flying out and doing a whole taking a film crew out there to talk to these folks. No, they doing they just taking other people's videos and showing them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta peep game. I be peeping game. I see what people are doing, what business models are doing. I say, man, I ain't mad at that. You know, that's how the game works. But they're taking true testimonies and then putting them on their page. I ain't got no issues with that. Even if they take this one and put it on their page, you know. So I don't have nothing but good things to say about the machine thus far. If I had to say any, it's not very lenient on bad digitizing. If you have bad digitizing, you know, you can get some bird nesting. You know, I know I had to, I had satin stitches that were just slanted the wrong way, man. You know, that made things difficult and didn't line up properly. But once I straightened the lines out, man, it's stitched out beautifully. And so that was just because I was doing a lot of old stuff. Like this hat is one of the first, you know, designs I did. So I have no idea. I had no idea what I was doing digitizing. Plus, I was digitizing on Chroma. Let me tell y'all something else. If y'all have a Racoma, this has the same brackets as the Racoma. This buy machine has the same brackets as the Racoma. So your Mighty Hoops and stuff will work on the buy because they have the same brackets. But I kind of found that if you using that Chroma, them files a lot of them files ain't pulling up for me in that buy. If you using Chroma and you rendering these stuff as DSTs, it's not really pulling up. They don't pull up. They show them on the screen, but they ain't pulling up as far as I know thus far. All my hatch files, they pull up. So I could take I just take them files and then put them in Hatch and then render them. And like I told y'all, man, Hatch has that darn thing. That Hatch software is $7.99 right now, man. If you don't have it, you better jump on it, man. This is the best time to buy it. Any other time of the year, it's $1,200, man. You know, and I paid the $1,200. Like I said, I just paid my last payment, and I'm sick. Because I was sitting up there debating, going back and forth, man, should I do it? But if I do it, I'm going to have to start digitizing. And But if you at that point, you tired of digitizing, you want to, you know, probably, it's probably the best software. It's like Pro Tools of music, you know. If you know about music and making music, there's Pro Tools. This is pretty much the standard for engineering music. And even if you make it on another file, a lot of times they'll let you still render it. It'll be accessible in Pro Tools because they know Pro Tools is the business standard. And Hatch is kind of the same way. You get Hatch files from digitizers. If you get a file from a digitizer, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be from Hatch. Okay, so you know we're gonna be going through these things. We're gonna compare the hooping stations. We're gonna show you the hoops. That's the last thing. I'll give y'all that information now. As far as the hoop size, Racoma does have their largest hoop is a little bigger than it's a little longer, so you know, than the wider rather than the buy. All right, the buy is their largest hoop is pretty much the size of the it's a almost identical size of the largest Mighty hoop. Okay, but like I'm saying, you make him put that. You still make it take the Racoma hoop and put it on that machine. You know, I'm sure that'll work. But it has the same length as the Mighty hoop is their largest size.